Hello, you guys. I believe you can hear it in my voice. I've got the flu and took pills for a week. I feel much better today. I am gonna introduce some traditional Chinese folk customs and habits to you all. Today's video is the second episode in a series of videos, the Chinese Spring Festival couplets. The Spring Festival couplets are gradually developed from couplets through a slow evolution. We also called them 对联、门对、春贴. We will paste them outside the door or at the gate during the Spring Festival. Couplets should be one of the traditional Chinese art. When art is combined with a fixed time or event, it will be given a special meaning and gradually develops into the traditional Chinese folk customs and habits. Yes, the Spring Festival is just around the corner. It can be said that various shopping malls and fairs have begun to sell Spring Festival couplets, and many young people have already bought them online. So in this episode, we are going to talk about them, which will talk about the traditional custom of pasting the Spring Festival couplets in detail. So let's we start. Couplets originated from tofu, peachwood chimes in English in ancient times. Peachwood chimes are long pieces of peachwood hung from peach trees. They are about 7 to 8 inches long and slightly more than 1 inch wide. According to the light, while recording this video, I went home. Now I am in a different location. It's my home, and I am continue to record this video. Let's go. According to the legend, there was a peach tree in the East China Sea. That was a gate where all the ghosts passed through between the underworld and the world of living. Two ghosts, 申叔 and Yu Lü, were responsible for guarding this gate. All the ghosts traveling around the world at night time were required to return to the underworld before the early morning. It was believed that the two gods could dispel all the demons which did harm to humans at night time, and tie up evil spirits with red cords and feed them to tigers. People therefore used the peach wood to make the puppets of their two gods and put them at the entrance of their home in order to protect their family. Then, as earlier as Han Dynasty, people found it was hard and complicated to make the puppets. So they simplified the puppets to pieces of peach wood boards on which they drew portraits of gods. Later on, people simply wrote down the names of the gods on the pieces of peach wood and hung them on the both sides of the door. Around the Tang Dynasty, people no longer wrote the names of the two gods only, but added some blessings to symbolize good fortune. as well as expressed their hope and best wishes in the new year. At this time, the peachwood charm has become the carrier of the couplets since Ming Dynasty. The peachwood charm balls were replaced by square write papers. It is a carrier transformation. Now let's talk about the second part, Spring Festival couplets. Meng Chang, the king of the later Shu, during the 5 Dynasty and 10 Kingdoms period, wrote a couplet on the peachwood charm. 新年纳余庆，佳节号长春. This is the first pair of Spring Festival couplets in China, but it was not called the Spring Festival couplet at that time. In Song Dynasty, people began to write couplets on the peachwood balls. The first reason, without losing the meaning of peachwood to suppress evils. The second reason, to express their best wishes. The third reason, to decorate the doors for beauty. Also write couplets on the red paper, symbolizing happiness and auspiciousness, and paste them on both sides of the doors and windows during the Spring Festival, to express their best wishes for good luck in the coming new year. At this time, the Spring Festival couplets were still called Caofu. The peachwood charm was gradually changed from mahogany board to paper. In Ming Dynasty, Caofu was renamed by the Spring Festival couplets. The Spring Festival couplets have become the custom and passed down to this day. It is a name change. Now let's move on to the third part. The rulers for creating Spring Festival couplets. First, the number of characters in the upper and lower couplets should be equal. Second, the phrases in the upper and lower couplets should be the same. The part of speech in the upper and lower couplets should be consistent. Third, the grammatical structures of the corresponding sentences should be as similar as possible. Fourth, regarding the relationship between tones, the tones of the upper and lower couplets should be harmonious. When composing couplets, pay attention to the relative rhythm. That is, tones should be adjusted. Taboo couplets are the most concise form of writing, and there is no room for waste. In order to provide more information with fewer words, it is necessary to avoid expressing the same meaning in both couplets. Horizontal screw. Horizontal screw, also known as 横批、横联、横额、横幅, is a further elaboration of the content of the couplets, and it is the theme of the couplet and the key to its success. The horizontal screw is generally used except the condolence and longevity couplets. So this is all the content I have collected about the Spring Festival couplets. As my research into them is not deep, I would very appreciate if you could point out any mistakes or omissions in my video. Welcome your suggestions and additions. In the end, I am very sorry because in the whole video, the pronunciation of the couplets is wrong. The correct pronunciation is
couplets.
I am very sorry about that. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.